In this video, I'll be reviewing debt settlement. So let's get started. Now, first of all, we're going to be looking at the pros and then we'll look at cons later in the video. So the first pro that we have is potential for substantial debt reduction. So substantial debt reduction. So, debt settlement offers a way to reduce the total amount you owe by negotiating with creditors to accept a lower payment as for resolution of the debts. For instance, you might only need to pay 50 to 70% of the original amount owed. This can result in thousands of dollars saved depending on the size of your debts. It's particularly beneficial if you're dealing with high interest debts that have grown significantly due to penalties and fees. By reducing the principal balance, you can avoid further accumulation of interest, bringing your total financial obligations under control. Then we have avoidance of bankruptcy and its stigma. So, avoidance of bankruptcy and its stigma. Now, filing for bankruptcy can have severe, long-lasting repercussions, including a decade-long mark on your credit report and public record. Debt settlement provides an alternative solution that allows you to adjust your debts without resorting to this drastic step. While it still affects your credit score, the impact is typically less damaging and easier to recover from over time. Moreover, avoiding bankruptcy helps you sidestep the social stigma, legal fees, and invasive scrutiny of your finances that often accompany bankruptcy proceedings. Then we have simplifications of financial obligation. Simplification of financial obligation. So when you opt for debt settlement, multiple debts may be consolidated into a single negotiated amount, making it easier to manage your finances. Instead of juggling numerous payments deadlines, interest rates, and creditors, you work toward resolving your debts in a structured and focused manner. If you use a debt settlement company, they may handle the negotiations and logistics on your behalf, reducing your stress and simplifying the repayment process. Then we have reduction in collection harassment. So reduction in collection harassment. So harassment. Now, once you begin the debt settlement process or enroll with the settlement company, creditors and collection agencies are often required to communicate with your representative instead of you directly. This can significantly reduce the frequency of stressful collection calls, letters, and even legal threats. Now, by minimizing these distractions, you can focus on rebuilding your finances without constant reminders of your debt situation. Then we have faster financial recovery timeline. So, faster recovery. Now, debt settlement programs often aim to resolve debts within 2 to 4 years, which is significantly faster than the decades it could take to pay off large debts by making minimum payments. This shorter timeline allows you to become debt-free sooner, providing an opportunity to rebuild your savings, credit, and financial stability more quickly. Achieving this milestone earlier can help you gain confidence and focus on long-term financial goals. Then we have educational resources and financial tools. So, resources and tools. So, many debt settlement companies offer financial education and budgeting resources as part of their services. These tools can help you understand your spending habits, manage your finances more effectively, and develop better strategies to avoid future debt issues. Over time, this guidance can empower you to take control of your financial future and make more informed decisions. Now, that is it for the pros. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at the other side, the cons. So the first con that we have is credit score impact. Credit score impact. Now, engaging in debt settlement can harm your credit score substantially because it often involves stopping payments on your debts to incentivize creditors to negotiate. Late or missed payments are reported to credit bureaus, resulting in a lower score. This can make it harder to secure loans, credit cards, or even lender agreement for several years. Additionally, the settled debts remain on your credit report for up to 7 years, serving as a reminder to future creditors of your financial struggles. Then we have potential tax consequences. So, tax consequences. Now, any forgiven debt above $600 is considered taxable income by the IRS, meaning you could face a sizable tax bill after settling your debts. For example, if a creditor forgives $10,000 in debt, that amount may be added to your taxable income, potentially pushing you into a higher tax bracket. While exceptions exist, such as insolvency, where your liabilities exceed your assets, understanding and preparing for these tax implications is crucial. Then we have risk of debt growing larger before settlement. So, risk of debt growing larger before settlement. Now, during the negotiation process, creditors may continue to apply interest and penalties to your outstanding balance. This means that if negotiation fails or take longer than expected, your debt could grow larger than it was initially. This added financial burden can increase the stress and urgency of finding an alternative solution if settlement doesn't succeed. Then we have no guarantee of success. So, no guarantee of success. Now, there is no certainty that your creditors will agree to settle. Some may refuse to negotiate, especially if they believe they can recover more through continued collection efforts or lawsuits. Others may agree to settlements only after months or years of non payment, increasing the financial strain on you during the process. This uncertainty can make debt settlement a risky and unpredictable option. Then we have fees and costs for the debt settlement. So fees and costs. Now, if you hire a debt settlement company, they typically charge fees that can range from 15% to 25% of the settled debt amount. For example, if you sell $20,000 in debt for $10,000, you may owe the company an additional $2,000 to $5,000 in fees. These costs can offset some of the savings achieved through the settlement and may make the process less beneficial than anticipated. Then we have legal risk from creditors. From creditors. Now, while in the process of negotiating a settlement, creditors may still pursue legal actions such as lawsuits to collect the full amount owed. If they obtain a judgment against you, it could lead to wage garnishment or liens on your property. This risk can add stress and complications to an already challenging financial situation, making it crucial to have a backup plan in case settlement efforts fail. Then we have impact on long-term financial goals. So, impact on financial goals. So, while debt settlement may provide immediate relief, the long-term consequences can affect your ability to achieve future financial goals. The damage to your credit score, along with potential legal and tax repercussions, can make it harder to buy a home, secure a car loan, or save for retirement in the years following the settlement. Additionally, the psychological strain of financial recovery can wrinkle, affecting your confidence in handling money. And lastly, we have ethical and moral considerations. Ethical and moral considerations. So, some people feel a moral obligation to repay their debts in full, viewing debt settlement as a form of partial default. This perception can lead to guilt or a sense of failure, even if settlement is the most practical solution for their financial circumstances. Additionally, creditors may view settlement unfavorably, potentially affecting your relationship with them or your ability to obtain credit in the future. So now that's basically it for the pros and cons of debt settlement. And I hope that this video has helped you out, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace out.